While I've been in Melbourne, I've been watching and learning how life is over there. And as you can see, it's pretty amazing. I mean, police are a lot more calm. They're they're informational. People out there are actually giving information. If you look at a lot of the signs, they state certain things and they hand pamphlets, and as you can hear here, they really go off. This happens every Saturday at 12 p.m. and they go around the city and just continuously do it and collaborate with other freedom fighters like the NCCP, and all sorts of groups come together. As you see there, Qantas and Jetstar, mandate of all sorts of people. They come together every Saturday without fail, on their time, not on a Tuesday like us back in NZ. They go out there with information and all sorts of people from all walks of life, and they just come together and make it happen, just questioning things and talking to people rather than shouting at them and telling them to join in. That's why the numbers are so much bigger there, and life just seems to be bigger, including these guys here. These guys are the Burmese resistance and what's happening over there in Burma at the moment. That's a whole nother story, but the fact that they come and share that time with the same time as the protesters, they show that the numbers are there in terms of resistance. People of the normal just still think like it's crazy, but yet here they are walking the streets and they just make it happen all together. As you can see here in front of Southern Cross Station, and the cops trying to divide them, but yet we're all just fighting the same battle, no matter who and what we are. So I just wanted to take you back into New Zealand, where we had our most recent protest with obviously Brian Tamaki and the FRC group, Freedom Rights Coalition. And coming into the city and seeing this into Ireland has sort of made me angry how they've stopped people coming in, and there would have been so much more numbers because of that. But also that there are a lot of people doubting what Brian and FRC are doing altogether, and I think that's wrong. And what Brian has done and given to this nation in terms of creating a movement is pretty cool. So I give that the benefit of the doubt, and I really admire it. It's amazing to see the unity there and all the flags and everyone have the ideology, and we have Mana News here and what he's done so far. It's been amazing. And just everyone's still having their opinions, not everyone there is for Brian. They're just there to stand and show that, we can come in solidarity and we can just make it happen. No matter what or who we are, we can just come together and know that it's for the one thing, and it's freedom. We can't live in this state of communism anymore. I've spent enough time in China and enough places, 52 cities, towns and villages, and to have seen that communism and lived through it myself, it's actually what got me out. And I'm sick of seeing how police can just do that to anyone around. And yet there are people that come and disrupt it, but we just have to come and talk to them rather than just shutting them out. Look at all these people here from all walks of life. They just make it happen. And, yet those people in those buildings, and they come and staring at us, and, we're trying to talk to the people on the other side, and the police divide it. Why? Because they don't want us to talk to them. They don't want us to get to know what they're saying. And there they are bouncing around, laughing and giggling and thinking that we'll never be able to get their point across. And there's Chantel, peace and love. Peace and love. Look at them pulling the fingers, the hate. It's unbelievable. I finally got to weigh in and try to talk to some of them, but they just had no idea. They didn't want to speak or anything. I only saw one lady that I just walked past at that point, didn't have a mask, and the rest of them did. And look at us. Look how happy we are. Look how we're smiling and waving. There's no hesitation to talk to them, and these guys are just pulling their fingers and cursing, and their signs are full of hate. It's everything against what God's created. I mean, look at these guys. They're just so lost. They don't they a lot of their signs are just what the media's said or created in the last 2.5 years. Really, they can't even come up with their own thoughts. I mean, this guy in the suit, who does he think he is? Like, do you think he's Superman? Like, it's just unbelievable how a lot of these guys are on the same kaupapa thinking, what we're doing is completely crazy, and yet we're so close, but yet so far. And I just really hope the nation can come together and just do a bit more than just, brush aside what people think and say, and we can just come together like we did in the Freedom Village, the Kotangitanga, New Zealand, New Fairland. We have this such beautiful peace and love together when we had that 23 days together, and what they done to us. I think people need to remember it came so organically, and we need to organically come back together again. Just remember, which war was once segregated? Which country dissolved their government? When did the segregation have success? Anywhere in the nation, anywhere in the world. Here we have people telling their stories, just a reminder of the pain and the struggle that we went through. So what are the solutions that we can come up with? Enough to talk about the problems. Let's just put the problems aside and start talking about solutions. If we can talk about the solutions together, then the tamariki can live through better times than this. Because there's no way that I can live on my life to just know that tamariki can live through such times. Here we have Rukshan, unfortunately we didn't get Avi. But here we have more boys together, and more religions, and people. Let's do this together, guys. Hi hapu tahi tātou.